Okay? So, but those are the actions. And now we get to the emotions. Okay? What are the emotions behind this? Because that's the biggest thing really in this whole thing, is tapping into your emotions and subsequently being able to silence them to some degree. We can never, if you're a moral, compassionate, normal human being, turn off your emotions without severe side effects. You can't. So there are people that don't have emotions, right? Sociopaths, or they get some sick sort of emotion out of really bad things, right? Or they're, even with training, we see the whole reason for PTSD is because of the emotional side. Not the whole reason, but that has a big impact upon it, right? We don't stifle these emotions. They'll happen. Your mind and your brain will react to violence, and it will imprint you. So whether it's violence or whatever it is, we don't control our emotions, but we can get to the point where our emotions don't control us. So we control our reactions to our emotions, and that in turn will help to dispel the emotions. Okay? So when I get up, was I nervous before when I first got here? Hell yeah, I was nervous. Was I nervous before that? Yeah. In street fights, and I've had plenty of street fights, bad situations. The buildup of the street fights, was I ever nervous? Yeah, every time. Especially when somebody's mouthy and they're directing it towards me and you know it's coming, right? You just know. I hate that because all those memories of the kids in class, like you're getting it after class, we're going to beat your ass, and just sitting there and taking it, all that comes up too, right? But the moment the fight happens with training, none of that exists. It doesn't. And over time, the more I do this, the feeling comes up, I can dissipate it. It's a high-level state control, right? It's just like approach anxiety. Same thing. But with time and with practice, people can start to control that approach anxiety. And there are top guys, I'm sure, who always have it, it never goes away, or sometimes it's not there, but sometimes it is. But it's your reaction and how you react to that that will help determine the outcome. Okay? So our emotions, when we are out here, when we're non-rattled, right? We want to have some sort of detachment, but we want to almost be aloof. Okay? We want some sort of emotional attachment, but it's more of aloofness. You don't care. You're not attached to the outcome, but yet you are attached to the process, right? You care about the process. You're involved. You're present, but you're not attached to any outcome, right? In the fight, it's like, oh, shit, that was a nice shot. Ooh, watch out for that. Oh, yeah. Maybe you're talking shit a little bit once you get good. You might, nice shot, right? Because you want to take them from a 10 down to a 2, so shit talking has its place. But our emotions on this, what are they? When we decide to kick in, it's every bad intention you could imagine. You have utter disdain for this person in front of you. It's rage, it's fear, it is commitment, right? It is just pure destruction. It is chaotic because you need it at that moment. Because if you don't have it, you're going to be overwhelmed. Or perhaps you will die. So you have to kick into it. But if you do that without this, you may not have control. And this happens to people all the time. They're in their box, and they've never experienced this. And all of a sudden they get fired. And all of a sudden their girlfriend breaks up with them. All of a sudden their dog gets run over. All of a sudden they find themselves here without ever having been here, and now they're popping off rounds in their old workplace, right? Because it consumes them. They don't know how to deal with it. And that's not what we want. We want the ability to turn it on and turn it off. On and off. So our emotions are whatever to the nth degree when they're expressed, we have to feel it. So we have to conjure that up.